What is going on? It is Charles Botenston. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Happy Monday, everybody. We got today a nice little for sale by owners guide. So this is a guide that we send out to all the for sale by owners. Obviously, being that we are ready to list in the fall most of the homes that we have available, I highly recommend if you are looking to sell, this is the time to do it. I have no idea what's going to happen in the spring, but I truly do wish that all the buyers that have been sitting around and they've been on the sideline go enter the marketplace right now if you want a good deal, or right after Labor Day. So today we're going to be talking about, not only is it preparation of the home, of the broker, of the marketing, and everything else, we have to prep you as a homeowner ready to sell. It's a very emotional process and everything else. We're just going to go over first the listing basics. So the first three things that you need to get, number one is the offering plan. So the offering plan that was given to you when you bought the home, I don't know when you bought the home, if it was 5 years ago or 500 years ago, you have to get the offering plan the last 2 years of financials in the purchase application. So those can all be garnered from the management company. If you don't have the offering plan, sometimes you have to pay for that. Okay, so when you're discussing the marketing preparation with your broker, these are the things that you need to be talking about. Number one is the professional photos, okay? So that's cleaning up your space, making sure that it's livable, making sure that there's a good flow during open houses. Professional floor plan, okay? There's a lot of people that rip this off the internet and it's not the right floor plan. It's a different floor plan because the kitchen was opened up, or they knocked out the second bedroom, or in one case, we're about to put a home on the market and they flipped the kitchen and the second bedroom. Description has to be accurate, okay? You have to know if there's co-purchasing, parents buying for kids, sublet policy, open houses scheduled. So the open houses, a lot of buildings, they have become very stringent on open houses for obvious reasons, is because if you have 5 or 10 open houses at the exact same time, that's a lot of people clogging the elevators on a weekend. There's people waiting in the lobby, people coming and go, you don't know who they are, they're buzzing. Okay, moving on to the biggest thing, which is video. Okay, you guys obviously know that I love video. Video is the future. It's just, even the social medias are all going towards video. Instagram is pushing it. Facebook obviously has been doing that for a while, and then you have YouTube. So second biggest search engine is YouTube. So when you're actually doing the video, it's not a slideshow, okay? That's 1999. Okay, this is an actual video, a property tour. Someone that's very good at this is Brian Lewis at Compass. Someone that's also very good at this is your boy, because we went from 3 minutes to 2.5 minutes to 2 minutes, and now we're about a minute to a minute and a half, okay? So that can be sent out on StreetEasy to your newsletter, and it's actually sold a ton of homes earlier this year. A lot of people came through and they said, actually, I wasn't going to go see this. I saw the video, blah, blah, blah. There's a great page on this, and obviously email us if you want this, but it's about tidying up the home. And it's very important how you actually get your home ready. There's probably 50 bullet points right here that you have to pay attention to. And it's one of those things that a lot of people say, well, why do I have to do that? Why do I have to tidy the home? There's the obvious reason, which is, oh, I want to make sure that it's clean and everything else. But it's also, you want buyers to literally be looking at your home and say, okay, how can I see myself living here? If they can't see themselves living here because it's decluttered, depersonalized, which is one of the items that I'm going to be talking about right here. If they see all of your kids' photos and your family photos and everything else, they can't really see themselves. They can't really relate to your home, your property, whatever you're selling, because they're saying, well, actually someone else lives here. They're going to continue living. It's just a psychological thing, outside of the fact that if you have, say, 10 people in your home at the exact same time for an open house, they're all looking around at each other and saying, wow, this isn't that many people, but I can't really get through. So in other words, if there's a lot of furniture, you gotta get rid of it. Declutter. Very, very important. When you're actually, so these are a lot of the hiccups right here. Now we're moving on to the hiccups, psychological hiccups. Number one is that, I already talked about the depersonalizing, but it gets emotional, okay? So you have to leave the emotions at the door. This is extremely important, because if you actually go into the home sale and you're not actually, and you're taking it as every piece of feedback is, oh, I never noticed a water tower outside of my master bedroom, or that's a perfect size kitchen. it's someone that may be a cook, or it may be someone that needs a view because they're in a view. And it sounds easy, but to actually not get emotional, but I'm telling you right now, when I start giving feedback, that's when I start getting pushback. And I always deliver it, number one, honestly, and as good as possible to make sure that there's no, what are you kidding me? You didn't tell them about the area because it's up and coming, or it doesn't really matter. And I wrote this right here, is that they have strong opinions. Buyers have strong opinions. Why? Because they've seen 20 other homes. They have strong opinions. They saw a home that has a beautiful view, but it was too small. They saw a home with an incredible kitchen, but it was a bedroom and a half and not a full true 2-bedroom. Okay, so when they walk into yours, they're jaded with seeing all these beautiful things, and what they want to do is just pick from other homes and literally just make their perfect home. Okay, that's up to the buyer's broker to say, listen, let's rein back your expectations. What my job as a listing agent, and as what your job as the seller is to do, is say, okay, thank you for the feedback. What's the solution? How are we solution oriented? All right. So number three is not being available. Okay. You have to be available on weekends. You have to get out of the house. You have to be available to actually show the apartment when people want to see it. Settling on the price. That was one of the things that I wrote down. Is a lot of people say settling on the price. Okay. So for the last 3 weeks, I've been hammering out that it's a buyer's marketplace right now. It's obvious, okay? The numbers speak for themselves. You know, it's flat or going down in most of the major markets, and the inventory is going up. The price reductions are going up, so it's quite obvious, okay? How do we combat that? Is you have to get a listing agent that knows how to negotiate. This is not the time to bring in a discount broker. That's a video that we're going to be doing next week when your home is actually on the market. And obviously, yes, it's too late because you already hired the agent, but you have to get an agent that knows how to negotiate. The person that's willing to fight for your price, the person that's willing to fight for the closing date, or call the co-op or talk to the attorneys, and they're not above that. They want to get the deal done, okay? And we'll talk about ways to actually interview that kind of style, okay? Because it's really hard unless the person's actually under, okay, I'll give you one, okay? When it comes down to compensation for the agent, do they just say, oh, okay, they just turn over? Because that's exactly what they're gonna do when your home is on the market, and they say, and the buyer's agent calls and they say, hey, listen, I'm not gonna spend, my client's not gonna spend 1-1, and as the listing agent, does the listing agent just turn over and just say, oh, okay, that's fine? Or do they actually go in there and they fight and they battle for your price because that's exactly what you need? All right, so those are the 3 areas. I'll just give you a couple of bonuses here because this is about a 15-page. You have to go with the numbers. This is one of the last pages. You have to go with the numbers. There's no more emotional buying. There's no more emotional selling right now. All the numbers speak for themselves. This home sold for this. Ours is better by this percentage. This is why you could justify the price. Okay, you have to come on the right price. Otherwise, it's going to sit because there's too much competition. And I literally wrote here, it takes about 19 days to figure out exactly, I've said 17, I think 17 is a good number, 17 to 19 days to understand, okay, this is exactly the feedback I need to, I don't know, declutter, paint, clean up a little bit, depersonalize, lower the price, better marketing, more showings, more open houses. Whatever the case is, there has to be feedback that you get so you can not only readjust, but say, I don't want to go into October, okay? Once you start going into October and then it becomes mid-October, late October, you're kind of screwed, okay? You're really screwed, all right? So I hope this helps. So obviously the first part was the basics, which is the offering plan, the financials, the purchase application. You have to understand, obviously, the co-purchasing, the sublet policy, parents buying for children, things like that. Tidying up, which I have a page right here. Highly recommend that you guys check this out. This is more of a for sale by owner guide. We love it because it's just such a welcome to the marketplace kind of deal. And then obviously just go over the bullet points. Not personalized is a hiccup on a home. too emotional, the owner is too emotional, not available to show it. That's either through the broker or the owner. And settling on the price, okay? Settling on the price is really, I also wrote down, too passive. You can't be too passive in this marketplace. You have to be aggressive, and then obviously go by the numbers, okay? So those are the 3 areas. Highly recommend your listing this fall that you don't want to be caught up going into next spring, because not only are there going to be a lot of homes that don't sell in the fall, there's going to be homes that come on in the fall, there's going to be homes that come on in the winter, and there's going to be homes that come on in the spring, okay? You don't want to wait until the spring, because now not only did you already list and it shows it publicly that you listed, but it looks really bad because now you're going against the competition of people that are just entering the marketplace. Because if a buyer is still around and they see your home come on the market, they're like, I already saw this in the fall. Why did it come on again? Oh, I guess it didn't sell. There has to be something wrong with it. And guess where they attack? The price. So if you guys want this guide, or if you guys want to follow our 2 Instagram handles that are giving BPI News, which is news of the real estate market, and BPI Celebrity, we've noticed that both of them are very, very, not only just interesting to people, but it gives really good news. So on the BPI News today, we talked about the rates are going down, and also Meryl Streep just put her home on the market for a lot of money. So if you want to check those out, BPI News and BPI Celebs, and that's on Instagram. If you guys have any questions, obviously leave in the comments below. If you want this, shoot me an email at charles@bpi.live. We're also going to be putting out a magazine. It's right now getting designed. I sent back the first draft. Highly recommend that you guys not only subscribe to that, whether it is on PDF or you guys subscribe to it in physical copy. It doesn't really matter to us. We compile all of our articles, and we also compile a lot of numbers every single month, and we're gonna be sending that out. There's gonna be a spot on our website so you guys can all check it out. You can leaf through it. It's kind of like a nice little hip kind of updated way to watch things. So if you guys have any questions, leave in the comments below. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, there's so many social medias. And if you're on Facebook, obviously, you guys already know. But we're actually going to be changing it up. I think on Wednesday, we're actually going to be going live just on YouTube, and then on Facebook, we're going to have going live on my phone. We've noticed that there's way better engagement when it's on my phone than when it is right now. So if you guys have any questions, leave it down below, charles@boatenston.com. Hopefully you get your home sold this fall. You don't want to wait. And of course, we're here to help when you decide to actually move forward with doing that. So have an amazing day. Enjoy your Monday. And of course, talk to you guys soon.